Guten Tag, my name is DMAD and welcome to another installment of Kingsnake Canyon Zoo. So in this episode we are continuing the African animals habitat. Just letting you know that I did record this before I recorded the last video on the Andean Bear Reserve. So yeah, but today we are working on an African penguin habitat, if you can tell by the title. We are working on the African Penguin Reservoir. And I call it the African Penguin Reservoir, not only because their body of water kind of remind me of a reservoir, like alongside a dam, but because the African penguin is an endangered species, I thought that it was appropriate because I'm working on a colony here. So it's like a reservoir of animals, like the insurance colony or insurance stock, as you want to call it. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool name. Um, yeah, so after reviewing a lot of other penguin habitats, like the ones at the Sedgwick County Zoo or some from other zoos like online that I haven't even been to yet, I kind of wanted to go for a really rocky habitat. We'll get into that later. Right here, I kind of had some difficulty adding the entrance, so I had to rework a few things. Deleted the path to the Amur Leopard Grotto, but I eventually brought it back. Had to mess around with some of the terraforming as well as tunneling and flattening terrain. So kind of cut down on or added a little extra room there. I was able to eventually get it working right about there. And then after I smoothed that out, I was able to add the entrance. I also worked a little on the Amur Leopard's hill, not make it as steep as it was. But there I'm adding the water. I wanted to make it a little more transparent. So, it's a big body of water, so I want people to see all the penguins swimming around. But now we get into the rock work of this habitat. And like I said, I wanted to make this habitat really rocky. Like, not just an African coast, but like a cliffside almost. So right here I'm just adding the rock flooring and kind of pouring it a little out into the into like the guest walk area. A lot of copy and paste, but now we're working on the rock wall using large boulders to kind of make it go by a little faster. And on the top I had to be careful because I didn't want to show the Amur Leopard's fence, but I also wanted to be careful not to like cover up the fence so the leopard could escape. So adding more of the flooring and then adding more rocks to try and make it look more broken up, make it look more natural, because I know I used a lot of boulders so it looks kind of copy and paste. Adding some rock ramps so that's easier for the penguins and the staff to get in and out of the habitat. Reason I want a lot more rock flooring is so that I can help wear down the penguins' claws. Add a bit of a rock feature so the penguins can go around and climb on it. Now I'm adding the dock. Make it a little easier for the penguins to get in the water. And then now I am working on the nesting caves. So it's kind of meant to replace their artificial caves that like zookeepers use in most zoos. Like they have a behind the scenes artificial caves where the penguins go to lay eggs and breed. But here I wanted to look very natural. So I kind of made it look all cave-like. So I know that it's not a lot of caves because I did add more penguins than I did caves, but we'll get to that later. Adding or making them deeper so that the penguins can get out of all the heat and the or get out of the sun, as well as adding more rocks to the side and above it, and then adding a bit of ledges to get up there, more rocks along the entrance, adding some different color rocks, like more mossy kind of ones, to help like break up just the color. I also want to keep a few, even though I wanted to rock it out all the way, I want to keep a bit of sand so that, within the zoo it's better for the penguins, like feet. so they're not always standing on hard rocks. And adding some ramps for the water. Now I'm adding all the feeders. Bit of enrichment all over the place for the penguins. And now on this area, I didn't want there to be a concrete wall. I wanted it to look like a nice big rocked out wall. So adding a bit of rock along so it kind of covers up a bit of the rails, a bit of the railing. And then adding some of those rocks into the rock wall. Now I'm adding some plants because, you know, along here there would obviously be some plants growing within the walls, whether they be dried or they just be a little green. So trying to add just a lot more kind of color to it, to the rock wall. I went ahead and just went with like a seagrass kind of bottom because I didn't want it to look like a freshwater natural reservoir. So I added a bunch of seagrass to the bottom. I wish that they had coral in the Planet Zoo because I think that'd be kind of cool, adding more like sea rocks and coral. But I think that all the grass turned out pretty well. Didn't cover the entire bottom, but I still think it looked good. Especially when you add some more like sea algae covered rocks. Adding a rock tree, some more rocks for color. And then also adding rocks to the other end, you know, to cover up the concrete wall. And then around the entrance, my original plan was I wanted to make it like a cave kind of entrance, but I think that turned out good. Now, on this area, we're not going to get into it today, but this is going to be for a future episode for like a plaza. So, but we'll get into that in a different episode. Back to the water, you know, making it all transparent, making it look nice. Making sure that the area up here is staff only, so, you know, people don't wander into the staff zone. Making sure the leopard can't get into the, or climb the rocks up and get out of its habitat. And then I wanted to add some rock pillars, but I don't think I didn't want to like make it all rocky. So again, maybe I'll save that for a later episode. But I mean, I tried adding like a few rock pillars. But now it's time to get all the penguins. Can't even remember how many I got. I think 32. I think it was 32. I got a lot of penguins for this habitat because I wanted to make a large like genetic pool, and I'd be selling off and trading some penguins in other parts. Also, you saw there I was trying to make the penguin. Oh, got some ostrich escaping, but not gonna worry about that. I also wanted to make the pool a lot cooler for the penguins. So yeah, got some guests coming around, adding some more blue colored benches and trash cans. Notice that the penguins didn't have a lot of hard shelter, so I extended their caves a little and then added some pillars. I think it makes it look kind of cool because you got a little plateau kind of area now. And what the black magic we got here? Penguin flying? Magic penguin? Penguin sliding? So not quite sure what happened there. Got a penguin escaping somehow. Phased through the glass. So yeah, you see all the penguins swimming around. I wanted to add kind of like a little docket or this area there, putting the pillars in. So adding the hay. So now the penguins can come and relax over on different parts. And we have another penguin escape. This time it's inside the rock. And we got a penguin injured. So I guess that's pretty much what happens when you have too many animals. You know, you got animals injured, you got animals escaping through the rocks. You got magic penguins. You got penguin wizards. So, but yeah, like I said, this whole area, we're gonna add like a higher view so people can see in the penguin habitat a little better. Penguin is still it just That can't be good for the penguin. Okay. I know that the keeper or the vet just shot it with a tranquilizer, came out of the rocks and landed on the rocks, so oh well. I mean, it's a penguin wizard, I'm sure it's fine. But with that, I think we're done here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as well as following us on our other social media platforms. The link tree will be in the description below. And share this video out to anyone who loves African penguins, Planet Zoo builds, and zoos and animals in general. I thank you all for watching, and remember, always be prepared, do good daily, and love nature. For your life is a canvas, and you have the brush. Auf Wiedersehen!